Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's PreMarket Prep. With your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Wednesday edition of Benzinga's PreMarket Prep. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, Dennis Dick with you this morning. A lot to get to again. We, of course, have markets. Well, not of course, I should say. To me, it wasn't obvious, but I guess markets are reacting to the election results in Georgia last night. So we'll talk about that. We've got a couple of mergers in healthcare to talk about. We're going to talk about the continued weakness in tech that we've seen here. I guess it's not even a new thing. It's been happening for the past couple of weeks, really a couple of months if you go back further than that. So weakness in tech, how do you approach that? How do you approach solar? How do you approach pot? And we'll talk about some other individual stocks that are moving as well. Our guest today is Ryan Craver. He's the founder of Commerce Canal. He is our retail expert. He would join us at 8:35. We'll take your questions. I'll make time for ticker time at 8:50, so we will not go overboard, and we'll make sure to get to your questions at the end of the show. Joel, fill us in here. What exactly is going on in the overall markets?
We have some good volatility here overnight. In fact, the overnight range is pretty close to the 9-day average trading range that I like to track. So just gold's getting hit here. I don't know if something came out on that, but pre-market high is way up at 34.75. That's above Tuesday high. That looks pretty safe. Pre-market low 85.5, and that's right near the intraday low from yesterday. So pretty good parameters on the upside and downside. We're just quite a ways for either of them. Crude crosses 50 yesterday on Saudi Arabia. Cutting their production. That's down 22 cents, though, at 49.68. Gold just lost $20 here. That's down 19.40 at 19.35. Silver, that's down 18 cents at 27.45. And the Bitcoin futures, they got a new handle. That's the 35 handle. They hit 36.095 earlier in the session. Currently trading up 935 at 35,450. Triple D, your head must have been on a swivel last night because started out with just a nice rally, and then we gave it all back. And how much of that took place before 8 o'clock? And
it was actually a good night until I got up this morning with some of my overnight positions because any tech stocks you have are imploding. But yeah, we were dipped a little bit, and then we just ripped all the way up, and went up about 20 handles. This was maybe about 6 o'clock when it looked like the Republicans had a healthy lead. And as we started to realize that, the lead was diminishing, and we knew that last county coming in was probably going to be Dems, the market started to realize it too, and that's when we started to sell off. And obviously, we've continued to sell off here overnight. So it was a good session. This morning, I'm in a little bit of damage control just because I do have some tech stocks, and those are getting really hit here. I mean, we have major rotation here. It is completely out of tech and into stimulus type stocks. So you could say the reopening trade is back on here. IWM, I mean, you don't see a lot of days. IWM up 2.5%. And the QQQ down 1.4%. So that's a 4% blowout here again. Spencer, you said it off the bat. I mean, tech has been underperforming IWM for a while here now, and that continues that trade major here this morning.
Did you make any predictions? Did you make any early calls during the election? Because I know you were spot on during the...
Well, you could tell. Well, no, I tweeted. I mean, I was just tweeting, and you could see that the Economist was calling it early. I mean, we knew that. What's the last county that was coming in? I forget. But the last county was all Dem votes.
Yeah,
I don't know the name of the county, but yeah, the remaining votes are expected.
They were all Dems.
Democratic strongholds.
They knew they had to have, that was the last county coming in. They knew the Republicans needed a healthy lead before that county started reporting because it was all going to be Democratic votes, and obviously that's not the case. So, I mean, what does it mean? It means, well, at first, obviously Biden's going to have a lot more control. Some stuff that he actually wants to do might actually get pushed through. So this is good for solar. This is good for pot. The banks are rallying considerably because the TLT is getting smacked here this morning. So certain sectors are rallying off this, and it's good for stimulus. It's obviously, not as good if you're playing these lockdown trades with the stimulus. So you can see a little bit of a reopening trade coming here. But I mean, there is so much rotation here this morning. People are piling out of their tech stocks and into all of the reopening trades because of the stimulus. I'm not sure if that's a great idea.
What I don't understand is, so pot stocks are up big today, right? Pot and solar. And tech is down. And I guess what I'm reading this morning is that they're up or down, right? Pot's up, solar's up, tech is down because of the results last night, which to me seems silly because, first of all, tech regulation is a bipartisan issue, right? Everybody is mad at Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and Google, right? Democrats and Republicans are both angry at them. Okay, marijuana legalization is a bipartisan issue. It is legal in 39 states in some form, all right? Either medicinal or recreational or both, right? So these are bipartisan issues. Democrats controlling the majority of the Senate does not change that fact, right? So I don't understand why we're gonna start. And same thing with solar too. Maybe solar a little bit less, but I don't understand why we're gonna buy cannabis stocks up this morning on
Are you trying to make sense out of things, Spencer?
You're not supposed to make sense out of things.
I mean, you're on the wrong show. I mean, you're in the wrong world.
I guess this show we just go with the flow. But no, you know what though? He's right. And are these, I think what Spencer's asking, are these gains, are these initial headline moves? Because this is what you're seeing is the headline move. The algos, rip solar, rip pot, sell tech, buy IWM. I mean, that's what the algos are obviously, doing, and that's what you're seeing here this morning. Is it sustainable? I think is the question you're asking. Like, does this trend continue? I don't know if anybody has the answer to that question, though.
No. With these things, and I'm not going to go through all the individual pot, solar, whatever issues, but a lot of times just check out those, the pre-market highs, or if they did it after hours, see where that is, see if that lines up with something on the daily or the weeklies, and see if you get the follow through on it. If not, I mean, a stock like First Solar, that got whooped yesterday because of Goldman, and now it's roaring right back. So there's different dynamics. I mean, this is right back up at 99. I mean, there's a lot of people that got tanned yesterday, and they're going to be looking back. So look at each stock, look at the pre-market high, and then see if that coincides with a daily high. And whatever dynamics, too, because that was really a bad day for First Solar, whereas some of these other ones then had, I'd noticed TAN was still up even with this down. So different dynamics for different stocks.
Who else looked like they got tanned? I don't know if anybody else noticed this. Jim Cramer looked like he got a little bit of a sunburn. I'm not sure. Like, he's the one that's saying he's in lockdown, but I was watching him on Mad Money last night. I was like, man, the guy's got some color to him all of a sudden. What's up? Because he was away. Remember, he was away for a week and a half. Did he go somewhere nice? We lose Spencer. We did. We lost the host. Does that mean the show still goes on?
No, he's muted.
Did anybody else notice that Jim Cramer looked tan? I got to give a shout out to my buddy Jeff who pointed that out. And, you know what? I was like, you might be right. Maybe it was just because he's doing this screen within a screen, and maybe that makes him look different. But you look kind of tanned. I guess so. Florida. Okay, Marmel saying he's in Florida with his wife. Okay, kind of a break.
You watch too much CNBC.
That was a good.
Because the whole. I don't know if you guys are following the whole Canadian debacle, but it's the healthcare minister or the finance minister, whoever it was. I'm obviously not following it that closely either, so forgive me. Went on vacation during the lockdown and went to some Caribbean island and obviously enjoyed himself down there and actually went as far to make videos, on Christmas Eve from his home, wishing everybody, is safe, because everybody's in lockdown in Ontario. And meanwhile, he had previously done, made this video and then aired it on the 24th from home. And meanwhile, he was down in some Caribbean island enjoying himself while we're all supposed to be in lockdown.
It's very funny.
Safe to say he's gone.
That's pretty. That's kind of funny though.
Hey,
Yeah,
Triple
well,
D, man, you have some tangents, but man, I
well,
like.
yeah, I did that for the Canadian.
You went
stuff.
from
And I
Jim
butchered it,
Craver's
too.
color
I
skin
butchered
to
it. I didn't even know
Pierre
if it was the
Trudeau.
finance minister or who it was. I watch so much American news. I don't watch enough
You
Canadian
gotta
news.
get out of the house, man. Do something. Go for
I know.
walks.
Go for walks.
That's what I've been doing.
I need to go for a walk after looking at my portfolio today. And then the other implication is, am I going to have a job? I mean, they got this financial transaction tax. We could talk it for a couple of minutes. I mean, it is in the Democratic, obviously, it's going to get proposed. Does it get through the Senate now that it's going to be controlled by the Dems? I mean, that's a little more concerning. Just for people who don't know what that is, the financial transaction tax has been proposed to tax all of your stock trades. So every single trade, the proposal was 0.1%. So basically, if you buy $10,000 worth of a stock, it's going to be a $10 tax on you. Buy $100,000 worth of a stock, it's going to be $100. So, I mean, if you're an active trader, look at that, overall absolute number that you're trading and multiply it times 0.1% to know your tax. That is potentially going to be on the table once this new administration comes in. Do they get it pushed through? I sure as hell hope not as a trader, but it's a little bit scary. I don't know. You guys don't have any
like Joe
thoughts.
Saluzzi. You listen to Joe Saluzzi. You like
What
Joe
say?
Saluzzi?
What did Joe say?
When Joe was on the show, he said that the Democrats are getting a lot of money from from the finance industry that doesn't want to see that. So that's what he said. So
here is my concern, though, because they do have a financial transaction tax in France. But you know what else they have? They have a market maker exemption. So you think you're going to come in and punish all the high-frequency traders, but they're going to be like, oh, no, liquidity. We need to provide liquidity. So what I think would happen is if they actually pushed it through is that you'd probably have a market maker exemption like they do in France. So your Citadels and your Virtues and all your high-frequency traders don't have to pay the tax, but you, as small Robinhood trader, do. I mean, that's, kind of, just punishing Main Street, not Wall Street. But that's a story for another day. This is going to come up, though, this year. So keep that in mind. I mean, obviously, we're not saying the trading is going away, but we're saying that if that trading tax goes through, it will be a lot more interesting and damaging to those active traders.
I'm with you, JJ. There are so many issues that are bigger than this that will come before this.
There you go.
I can't imagine that this would get.
We hope this one gets forgotten. Let's hope. Maybe we should stop talking about it. Let's hope it gets forgotten. It's not getting forgotten, though. It's going to get brought up.
Okay.
So, anyways, let's not ruin everybody's day here because some people are having a good day as long as they're not in tech stocks, which I think a lot of us are. Let's go.
What about Merger Wednesday? I don't know. We need an alliterative day for this because we got a couple of healthcare mergers to talk about. Walgreens Boots Alliance, WBA, is losing the A. I guess that just means they're Walgreens Boots now. I don't know. Amerisource Bergen is buying the Alliance business, which is like the healthcare business essentially, from Walgreens Boots Alliance for $6.5 billion.
What did
I
they
actually
pay?
had Walgreens overnight. I was pretty happy about this. I put in my overnight portfolio for the simple reason is that it reports Thursday night. And then it popped 3% on this news, and I was like, I'll sell it. So I took the quick 3% and I'm gone. I don't know. It gets a little lift here. Is this, when you have a sale of something, and are they going to change? Did they say they're going to change the ticker symbol? Are you just joking about that?
Well, they're not going to be Walgreens Boots Alliance anymore.
It's going to be Walgreens Boots. Maybe that's better. But WB's already taken, so they're going to be in trouble on that one because that's
what about WAG?
Go back to WAG. That's what it used to be.
There's
Joel.
no
Me and
WAG,
Joel
no.
hate it when they change symbols.
Especially when they're good ones.
Change your algorithms around. I mean, it's just.
I actually have Walgreens in my phone as WAG. Like, do you do that? Like all the if you have something in like Home Depot, you have it as HD. Do you have that or not?
No.
You actually put the names in there? That thing popped to 43, Dennis. Your eyes must have been popping out of your head when it got
sold
that
it.
high.
Let's see where I sold. It got to 43. I'm going to go look at my sales.
You sold a little early.
I have made 51 trades already here this morning. So
you
let's
sold
go
at 40 to 15.
No, I started selling early. I lagged out of this whole thing. 42.19. I sold a piece, believe it or not, earlier than that. I think it was before the news, 41.69. then 42.19, then 42.98. So I did get a piece
Oh,
off.
that was
I
nice.
got a little piece off at the top. That was a good one. The 41.69 sale, not so much, but
The I can't really tell much from the 15-minute chart or the 60, but I mean this has had a nice it had a nice run here, and it looks like if it clears 42, looks like it's got some more room on the upside. The stock's having a pretty good year so far, so leaning toward. I mean, it's up a buck. I'd rather see it come down a little bit more into yesterday's range, but it's catching a bid. I wonder what they paid for it too. I mean, they sold it for 6.5 bill. I wonder if they took a haircut on it or not. But
well, they didn't buy Alliance by itself. They merged with Boots Alliance, which was its own company. So
yeah, Mercosource Bergen. I mean, this is
Hard to
getting a
figure out.
pop. This has been dead money. I don't know. Is this going to break out or wait for it to come back down to 97, 98? That long consolidation period in that one. I don't know. Probably light volume on that. And then UNH bought somebody, right?
Yeah, UNH is buying Change Healthcare, ticker CHNG, for $25.75 per share in cash.
cash deal, and they're still smacking it.
Mm-hmm.
So UNH trading down $7. CHNG rewarded here handsomely this morning. That's a nice premium. 34%. I actually can tell you that I don't know if I've ever made a trade on CHNG. It's not an active stock for me. So
It wasn't an active stock for anybody.
so what was the volume yesterday?
Well, let me see. No, I was just looking at the never trades in the pre-market.
That's probably why I don't trade it.
Yeah. Why does it? I got the wrong thing here. It said what TradeStation does. It has the name. Wait.
Anyways, we'll move on here. It's a boring topic. So let's go to a more
Traded
exciting
a couple
topic.
million yesterday.
Let's go to the exciting topic. Everybody wants to talk about it. It's Tesla. You have to talk about Tesla every day. It's making new all-time highs. Adam Jonas goes off the charts here and goes to a street high price target, which looks like it's trying to get there today. You also have the Biden pop here too, because we know he's EV and he's friendly and he's cleaner energy, and Tesla is all of those things. So you get a little Biden bump here along with an Adam Jonas bump. And you're up 3% here this morning. TSLA.
760 is a pre-market high. That's about all I can say that. And that line in the sand at 695 is now irrelevant. We're gonna move that. And where should my new line in the sand be? I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep this one secret. Okay, let's move on.
No Tesla thoughts here.
No,
So,
I do. I got a good level, but I don't want to
put
share it with
You put
anybody.
the bullish scenario, you raised that up though, and that was like $1,252 or something like that. I might be making that number up, but it was around there. So I mean, what do you do? I mean, Tesla making new all-time highs. Page 7 of our book. Don't short stocks making new all-time highs. It's that simple. Stock until you can see. There's been no reason to be short Tesla for a long time. There was reason at 695 because it was going to the index. And obviously, I had a little sell-off after that. And as soon as it stopped going down, and as soon as it started showing life above 650 again, and you said it too, we drew that line in the sand above 650. If you were playing that breakout above 650, you're now up 110 points with almost no heat. I wish I would have been long Tesla. I can tell you I've been watching most of this one from the sidelines, but I'll stay on the bull train as long as that stock keeps making new all-time highs.
All right.
And Joel Hat from our chat says going to a cool 1,000. You know what, Joel Hat? I cannot argue with you here. It doesn't trade on logic. It doesn't trade on fundamentals. It trades on momentum. And holy mackerel, does it have momentum right now?
It's got some major momentum. And as I said, just a couple times bumped up against 760. It's really the only thing. Almost 1 million shares have traded. So, and I looked at this last night, and before I saw it, the high of the day was like 742, and it was trading like 751. I'm like, I wonder who upgraded it or raised their price target. And Adams moved that stock.
It's not even an upgrade. It's just a price target
raise.
It went up $20 on a price target bump, and then it gets a little extra with the Biden bump. So impressive stock, man.
Maybe I could get Lisa sell a little
It's got to be one of the most impressive stocks that I've ever seen. I've been around 21 years. I mean, even in the tech bubble, you saw sustainable rallies and you saw big companies get bigger, but it still traded. We didn't just go completely. Well, I guess we did. Maybe we forget. I guess we went completely irrational on a lot of stuff. So. When we were buying AOL up to, making it more valuable than Time Warner, and then they were able to take over Time Warner with stock and then go bankrupt and almost bring down Time Warner with them. I mean, it was all interesting. Remember how many discs you get? You get a disc in the mail like every other week from AOL. Remember those CD-ROMs? You put them in there. I wonder what happened to all those. Those are probably worth money now. They're probably collectibles. Bitcoin's worth money, and you got all these collectibles. Oh, I got an AOL disk. No, because there's 100 billion of them out there. No. Everybody's got like 25 in their drawer. All right, supply demand.
Some of these people probably weren't born back then. They're listening to the show.
I think some people. I think there's a lot of. I think we got some people that remember the AOL desks. Okay, next.
Wait. Quick question. Do either of you remember what the all-time high was in Tesla before the split? Was it 2000 something? Do you remember?
Yeah, because you got to go 5 for 1. I mean,
so it was 2000.
So if it gets to $1,000, that's Cathie Wood's $5,000 price tag when everybody thought she was nuts. Remember,
yes.
Like when stock was $200, and she's like, "This is going to 5,000."
This is the stock that made Cathie Wood. That was like 2 years ago. She said that.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, she's crazy town too." I'm like, $5,000. It'd be like the most valuable company in the world.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna be right. And that's why ARK Investment has the kind of influence that they do. They buy a stock. Skills. They bought more Skills last night. So they buy Skills, a few shares, and the stock goes up 15%. They buy a few more shares. The stock went up 10% more last night. It's up only 5% here right now. I mean, every time she buys a few shares, the stock's going to go up 5 or 10%.
I got a little comment on this.
Give it to me.
She just has the best algorithm. I mean, she's not sitting there going, "Oh, let's buy this stock." She just has the best damn algorithm, the best programmers. She's not sitting there going, "Oh, let's buy just what." She can't be doing that. She's got the best algorithm.
She's got a great team. I don't know.
A great team. It's algos, man. There's no one sitting there making those kind of, and the algos are figuring out how people are reacting.
Well, the algos are just buying on it.
Well, she's also investing for the long term. She's not trading. She's
I don't know. Unless we see a sale of Skills tonight.
No, she is.
Day trading coming out.
She's actively managing a long-term portfolio.
She's doing. I'm telling you, they got a computer. I'm giving her a ton of credit because she probably gave the people the components.
I don't think they're using that much algorithmic technology to pick those stocks. There's a lot of team. There's a lot of smart people at ARK. But it's not even that. It's that she's got the name now, and it doesn't even matter. I mean, if she's right or wrong about the fundamentals, it really doesn't matter because she buys it, it goes up because she bought it. She's the catalyst. She's the reason.
She is
still SKL Zebra would still be at $18 probably if it wasn't for Cathie Wood buying it 2 days ago.
I agree.
And then it goes to 20 and 22 and 23. Don't kid yourself. The whole reason it's up is not because Skills is all of a sudden turning it around the last 2 days coincidentally when Cathie Wood started buying. It's going up because people saw Cathie Wood buy it. And they're following her. The algorithms are all following her. So it's like a free money printing machine. She buys the stock, it goes up.
She created the best algorithm on Wall Street.
Well, she created that obviously the algorithms are all going to follow. So she created just her name. The Tesla stock made her name, and now everybody just follows her blindly.
I agree.
And I mean, the stock is up 5 points. It was an $18 stock. It's up 30% in 2 days. And the only reason for that is that Cathie Wood bought it. So she's up. So she buys it. And she knows what she's buying because she's buying it. And then it goes up. I mean, 30%. I mean, that's a good year, 30%. I mean,
I am not. Hey, folks, don't get me wrong. I am totally giving her credit because she probably created the algorithm.
It's ARK Investment.
I don't know what algorithm you're referring to.
She bought last night. She bought Skills. Yeah, it's up 5.3%. She bought
Open Door, OPEN.
OPEN.
She bought Surf.
I traded that one last night a bet, just surfing around in it.
That's a good symbol.
Yeah, and that's up. She bought TRMB. That's up. I traded that one too last night. She bought BLI. Look at this one explode. It's up 7%. She bought it the day before it went up, and then it goes up again, another 7%. I mean, she is just a money printing machine here right now. She's better than Powell.
Does
Spencer had to laugh at that one.
Does she sell anything ever or not?
No, she was selling stock. She sells Tesla every day. Let's look.
Right.
Okay, I'm bringing it up. I have it right here on my little iPad. Okay, this is what she did last night. She made 5 trades. She did not sell Tesla last night. She obviously, or yesterday. She bought BLI. She did 15 trades. BLI, RHBBY, which is Roche, which is over in Europe. RPTX, we didn't look at that one. What RPTX do? Oh, it's up. Shocking. SURF she bought. Viva Systems is a big one, and it's a tech stock, so it's probably going to be down, and it is down. It's down $3. She sold CRISPR, CRSP, that's down. I don't know if the sales go down. Yeah, I don't think the sales go down. TWST she sold. XONE she sold. And this is just small positions. It's just, trading probably around existing positions. She bought KTOS, which is down now, but it was up last night.
I think that got a downgrade.
Oh, did it? Okay. RAVN she bought. TRMB she bought. We just talked about that one. Open Skills, and she sold some Roku, and she sold some U. Roku had a price target bump last night, though, which helps it out. But again, it's tech wreck, so it's down. There you go. That's what
she's doing what you're supposed to do, right? She's scaling into and out of positions, and she's managing her weightings. That's what you're supposed to do if you manage an actively managed fund, right? So she's doing like all that's new now is there is some algorithms.
The algorithms are following her,
copying her and doing whatever she does, and it's creating this echo chamber. And now we're talking about it, right? So,
you got to talk about it. It's moving the stock.
Oh, for sure.
To answer someone's question in the chat, you can find her buys and sells get posted every day. If you go on the ARK Invest website, you can enter your email, and they will send you directly to your email all the stocks that ARK bought and sold for all their funds for that day. They do it every night. So
eventually, just remember, this trade will get crowded. Because you see what happens is it's a natural rotation of strategies, which I always talk about. Everybody starts doing something, it will stop working.
Right.
So eventually it's not crowded yet because you're seeing these stocks still respond well. But if everybody thinks it's going to go, they all buy, then there's nobody left to buy. And we're starting to see it come off a little bit. Even on some of these stocks, like the Skills is a storied stock. But on that other one, that KTOS, that thing traded $30 on the day of the first, when she originally announced it. The $30 that night, if you can show the after hours chart, Joel, on KTOS, it's back down to 26. So it's actually below where she bought it. So it's not like just automatic, but it seems like
she's been buying it early.
Look at that. Look at what it did on the first day. It went from, and I was like, I went short that thing originally at like 27.5. Like I thought it got overdone just because Cathie Wood. Man, I was wrong. Went all the way to 30. And then it came back in, and obviously it's trading down now at 26.66, so it's come right back down. But, a lot of these could be short-term fading opportunities because these aren't fundamentally different to the stock. So if an algorithm wants to buy something up 20-30% because Cathie Wood got into it, is the company really worth more than 30%? It depends. If she keeps buying it, maybe it is because it's like a natural thing where she keeps buying, it's going to keep going up. I mean, if she keeps buying 100,000 shares of Skills every night, it goes up 5% every time she buys it. Man, she'll drive the thing up to her price target herself just with her own bloody buys.
Spencer, could you put that link in there for Gary? Because I think I saw it in the email. Do you have that handy?
He told you how to do it. Just go
to ARK.
ARK Invest.
Just ARK-invest.com. And then I don't remember exactly the page, but if you play around on their site for 5 minutes, you will find the page where it says, get notified for every. Like I think it's in the research center tab. Anyway, or subscribe.
One thing I will tell you is these algos are quick. So the algorithms are all over. Like, don't think I'm going to buy open door flat and, I'm going to make money because it's going to flip up here. The algorithms are jacking this thing in milliseconds after that email comes out. And honestly, I've almost noticed that they're getting jacked before the email. So I'm not sure how that works, but that's a story for another day.
Very interesting.
Well, people are anticipating. I mean, you can't anticipate it too. I mean, the KTOS, for instance, she bought that 2 days in a row. So maybe people are going to think they're going to buy it again. So, Skills might get bid up just because they think she might buy it again today. So, I mean, there's people anticipating it in that way. Whether, that's going to continue to work or not, we don't know what she's going to buy and sell. There's no way to obviously know until you see that email. But anyways, and all interesting.
Thank you. Vegas put it in there. It's ark-funds.com/trade- I'll put it up on the screen so you can all see it. But thank you, Vegas, for putting that link in there. There's the link. Okay, 8:29. We got Ryan Craver joining us in about 5 minutes. Reminder to hit that like button on YouTube. That helps us out. We appreciate that. Let's go to, since we're on tech, let's just talk tech here. We didn't really, we kind of glossed over that earlier, but FANG stocks continuing to be weak here. What gives, Dennis? Joel, what gives?
Well, this is just the tech wreck. So, I mean, this is a rotation out of, this is a stimulus trade that's coming in. They think stimulus is coming. So this is a trade naturally out of those stocks, and the stocks are going to benefit from the stimulus. Again, I will say Amazon's still one of the biggest long-term, or in my investment portfolio, Amazon's a huge position. Apple's a huge position. My investment portfolio is going to get smacked around here this morning. Am I selling all my Amazon and Apple and Netflix and going and buying, the banks and buying, everything else? It's the oil stocks that are benefiting from it. No, in my long-term investments, I'm positioned with companies that I think are going to continue to thrive no matter what the environment is in. So again, I'll just say, if you're looking, at buying opportunities, you've been getting a lot of dips in tech.
Yeah, we can look at all of them individually. I mean, Apple, it makes a new all-time high and then just comes in. You've seen that happen. Down another 212 here today. It looks like you're already through the low from Monday. Monday's low, 26. No, you're not. Monday, there's an area for you. Actually, you're trading right at yesterday's low because you had a little pop. So you're opening into support at 28.43 and then 26.76.
This is just
we've got silence here all of a sudden. That's nice to have that little comfortable silence every once in a while. Like you can sit there and we're all comfortable enough with each other that we can just have silence.
Okay.
That's
next.
rare.
we can all have quiet. We can have quiet time. No, but I mean,
for everyone,
I feel like I'm
myself.
in kindergarten.
No, but
heads down. I always had that, Mrs. Butcher. I say heads down. So everybody puts their head down.
Yeah, heads down, thumbs.
I really put my head down today. I've done too many tech stocks.
Heads down, thumbs up to play that game. 7, whatever it's called, 7 Up or whatever that game was called. Okay, we got Ryan Craver joining us in a couple of minutes here. Oh, this is interesting. Can we talk DraftKings for a second? Because
sure,
this is a good lesson. I didn't mention this on the show yesterday, but the lockup expiration for DraftKings was yesterday. And this is a good lesson. We talk about lockup expirations a lot. It means, shares are eligible to be sold. And that doesn't mean the stock has to go down.
No, it could all be ahead of it. I mean, you have anticipatory traders. They have the anticipatory traders that sell ahead of the lockup expiration sometime. And when was the actual lockup expiration? When was it?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, so look what it did. It pulled the rug out from under everybody who's anticipating that. The market tries to screw the maximum amount of participants. So when you see a stock sell off $10 ahead of the lockup expiration, might be all priced in. And then it's like, okay, well, it's buy on rumor or sell on rumor, buy on the news. Here's some, we'll sell on before the event and then buy it during the event. The event is often a coin flip. So don't automatically think that, it's a great point you just made, Spencer. Don't automatically think that they go down. And anybody who was selling this thing yesterday saying, oh, lockup expiration day, it's going to tank to 40, now looks at the stock at 50 and goes, oh.
I think what you have to do is you have to look, I mean, the people that are doing this and selling ahead of it, they're not doing it yet. The real smart guys are not looking like Monday night. Oh, the lockup's on Tuesday. I think this is where people started looking at it up there at 55 after that rally, a little over a week away, accumulating the position, and then no matter what, put a double. Actually, they gave you if you were playing this from the short side and you were looking at that 44.50. Well, it took that out. Only went to 44.10, and if you were on your toes when it came back above that 44.10, you had a pretty nice trade.
Okay, so yeah, I guess there's also a headline that Governor Cuomo was talking about legalizing sports betting in New York, seeing as how it's legalized in New Jersey, which obviously is bullish, but that doesn't explain the weakness heading into yesterday, which Joel was just pointing out. So
yeah, I think people are ahead of this. Yeah.
They were selling ahead of the lockup expiration. They're doing that. This trade is common. That's why, we talk about this, selling ahead of an event or buying ahead of an event. These are good trading opportunities. And when's Neo Day, by the way?
9th.
The 9th. Yeah, that's Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're starting to think Neo-ish. Neo is still it's starting to look healthy here. I mean, Tesla breaking out.
Yep.
Neo above 50 here. I think there's a trade in Neo. I don't like to chase anything here, but man, above $50, it's in breakout mode here right now. So I would say if you are buying it, you stop yourself out under 50, and sky's the limit here if you take out that 57.20. So this is looking healthy here again. What about its brother-in-law, XPEV? That's come back down and gave you a little dip here. Maybe you get interested in this one too. Could you get interested in XBEV?
We
Joel?
talked about this yesterday. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, you like it?
No, not in the after. No, we talked about it on the show yesterday. I mean, you got it now. I mean,
yeah, that's that double bottom. It's a little ways away, 37.60. I hate losing 10%, but
but if a swing trade or whatever. But no, we did talk about this one gaining some momentum.
I don't mind that one either. So I'm surprised, though, a little concerning that it's not getting a Biden pop here. I guess this has nothing to do with Biden because they're over in China, but at the same time, all EV stocks seem to be, getting some life here this morning. So, and it's not, so that's somewhat concerning. But I don't mind that chart you had. The break. What's the 50% retracement of the move here? Like of the little recent move, 37.50 up to 47.50. Oh, $10, $5. Oh, you're right there. So of that the little move we've had in the last 6 days, I'm looking at.
Yeah, and you're finding buyers there, right?
Yeah,
we got some daily lows there. Yep.
I'm not saying obviously you got to stop yourself out. I'd say probably below 40. Maybe if you wanted to be really tight, you could stop yourself out at yesterday's low. But obviously once you get those, this is like strategy talking too. Like when you put your stops too tight, you get stopped out on everything. When you're a loose market, volatility is escalating. I mean, if you get those stops too tight, you lose on everything. So you got to be somewhat smart with where you're stopping yourself out. And sometimes the obvious levels, they stop them out and then they rip them higher. The Gil Morales, where we take it down and cut through and rally.
Yep.
I mean, that's, sometimes Jeremy Newsom trades that too. Sometimes it's better when they cut through and then they come back. I mean, you could say the same thing with XPEV. It cut through the 40 and everybody's leaning on 40. And then what's it do? It cuts right back up. And maybe that's the buying opportunity. So lots of different ways to play these.
All right, let's talk retail. We'll bring on our guest now, Ryan Craver. He's our retail expert. He's also the founder of Commerce Canal. Joining us here on PreMarket Prep, Ryan Craver. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Where are you? You got to. I'm just looking at the HVAC system here above your head.
the normal New York City office. So
there we go. Oh, there he is. Okay, that's a better. Oh, that's a nice place. You're showing us that view, and you had that view, Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this. I'm like, is he like sitting in the furnace room? He's got an HVAC problem here, and he's doing some repairs.
No, this is my office. Thanks for making me feel so great about it.
No, everything else looks great. I just didn't know what that's been above you.
What's I never asked you. How'd you come up with the name Commerce Canal?
I wish I had a good story for it.
Okay.
But essentially the .com was available. The Panama Canal is the largest canal in which we transact our goods from Asia into the US. So it was a play on commerce and the Panama Canal.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's not a good story. So talk to us about retail here. Man,
Wow.
oh man. Where do you want to start? I think what's been, like the biggest surprise, just looking at what, the information that you take in, the statistics, what just kind of hits you side the head and just like, boy, I can't believe this stock rallied this much.
Yeah. I was listening to you guys talking about the FANG trades before we got started. And I think there's a couple things that were interesting for me. So Q4 in e-commerce was absolute gangbusters. It was wild, crazy, despite the lack of new stimulus, despite the fact that, in certain weeks, the USPS and UPS only delivered 87 to 95% of the actual packages on time. It was gangbusters, and it was wild across every marketplace: Amazon, eBay, Wish, Etsy. It was also wild across every single retailer. There was some interesting stats that we have pulled from some of the brands that we're selling. So we're selling some pretty big name brands like the Haneses and the New Balances of the world. And what we found was, and specifically on Amazon, which is leading me to tell you that I really do think that you should back up the truck with where it's currently trading, is a lot of the stuff that we sell on Amazon, we sell under the marketplace, where they are the service provider and they make a high margin. The other way in which you can sell to them is you can sell it directly to them wholesale, and then they sell it directly to the customer, where they make a lot less margin. That second business was tiny relative to last year and relative to the first type of business. So I think they really, really pushed services considerably this past quarter. And I think they're going to absolutely destroy numbers. Now, that's no surprise because they just have destroyed numbers for the past 18 quarters or so. But I think they're going to show some massive numbers. Across Facebook, Google, and any of the marketplaces that are selling ads, the cost of bringing the customer over to the website to try and transact them on the sale was up big year over year. So we're continuing to have to pay more to get people to come to transact. And when they are transacting, they're transacting in bigger bundles. And, e-commerce is making a heck of a lot more money. So I think Q4 is gangbusters. And I think you're going to see a lot of that in the numbers that come over the next couple of weeks.
I mean, just technically, Ryan, you look at Amazon and you had the big, the bump in March, April, May, as everybody realized, oh, we're all going to buy everything online. And then you've had a 6-month digestion period where the stock has gone nowhere. I mean, you think about, this market, a lot of it has gone higher. Amazon has not participated, but it kind of looks like consolidation to go higher. So, I mean, you get a big move and then you digest the move and then eventually get a continuation of the previous trend. So just speaking technically, when you're looking out on that really long-term chart, like a 2-year chart, and looking at the action from 2020 makes me on the same side as you. So I think the technicals line up here too. Now I am long Amazon, so I'm obviously talking my book here as well. I've been long Amazon for a long time, but I completely agree with you fundamentally and technically.
Yeah, no, I couldn't be more bullish about Amazon still. I really couldn't. And I know that a majority of my career is built up on Amazon just because of how we sell, where we sell, and it's still the largest part of the market, and they still have the other pieces of the business that are pushing the retail business as well as the marketplace business. So
what do you think about going brick and mortar a little bit?
Yeah. So brick and mortar, largely the same themes as before. I think you're going to continue to see the mass market do very, very well. So the Targets and the Walmarts, I still think you're going to see very good numbers from them. If I'm picking between the two, I'm probably going with Target. I still think that they are doing a little bit better of a job, and they don't have the premium that Walmart does because Walmart is viewed as one that's more digitally savvy than Target, and I just don't think that's true. Costco continues to kill it. They continue to kill it, and they continue to put up double-digit comp sales, month over month over month. And then probably two that we don't talk about a ton, but I really, really like where Home Depot is right now. I really like where Home Depot is. And another one that I think is going to see the benefit of Q4 is Office Depot. Probably
really?
name.
Oh man, I haven't heard of that thing in a long time. Huh?
Oh, that stock's been taken off too, though. I mean, look at this one. That blasted off really just in the yesterday.
Did they do a reorg or something in July? They must have did something.
They've really revamped their entire organization. They've doubled down on e-commerce, probably because they had to.
Yeah.
But their customer loyalty group, it's a great offering, and then the amount of revenue they're getting from their loyalty program is very, very strong in the industry.
Wait, so Office Depot, when we're in a pandemic and no one's at the office, no one except you? All right.
Come on, in the rest of New York City, you don't say that too loud. Everyone in my office is going to want to go home. No, I mean they're still selling all the furniture to have your home offices and stuff like that. And let me tell you one other name, a name that we always talk about, Shopify, man. Pick up Shopify right now. It continues to be the platform of choice for direct-to-consumer brands. It continues to be the choice for anyone who wants to sell on the internet, whether it's small, medium, or large-size business. They're killing it.
What about from a valuation perspective? Does it scare you, or it's eventually going to grow into this valuation?
I think it's going to grow into it. I know it's crazy, but I still think it's going to grow into it.
Because what is it trading? Isn't it like 90 times sales or 50? I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know it's pretty. Last time I looked, it was like, whoa, the valuation is pretty extreme.
Yeah, no, it's 300 forward PE. It's definitely trading at a premium, but it's the only name that anyone in e-commerce goes to. Yes, Adobe has Magento, but if you're opening up a website today to transact in commerce, which continues to be strong, that's where they're going.
How about Big C? I mean, this has had like a big haircut, and it's off 100 points from its high. Boom, I forgot the C in there. What about this one? Just a little bit late to the game, or too far, too fast? What's your thoughts on this one?
Late to the game,
Okay.
reactive IPO, doesn't have the growth rate that the others do. I can't be positive on this one.
What about like Macy's and Nordstrom? I mean, I did last time I looked. I didn't know people were pouring back into those stores. Nordstrom's had a heck of a rally. It's just beefing up their online presence, and look at that, Nordstrom's after that move consolidation. What's your thoughts on some of these former big boxes here? They're still
Yeah,
big boxes.
all of them. JWN, Macy's, Kohl's. I can't get behind them. I know Macy's is going to continue to, I think just yesterday they announced another 30 stores closing. I can't see that narrative changing anytime soon. I think they'll continue to say it for the next couple of years, that grooming is going to continue. I can't get excited about them. Yes, they may have some, upside as we start to open back up into the summer months, but I can't get positive on them. It's going to be a lot of pain for a number of years ahead.
We got a bunch of questions here from our chat. We won't be able to get to all of them, but I'll try to cover a few. Ryan, do you have thoughts on Canada Goose?
Oh, Canada Goose. It's been a while since I used to play in Canada Goose quite a bit. I think that their catalyst for growth previously wasn't necessarily .com because it was small as a percentage of the overall growth of the business. It was more the brick and mortar stores that they were opening. Brick and mortar's down. So probably that and China were the two growth catalysts. I probably wouldn't play it just yet. I'd wait for it to probably flatline more in the lower 20s and then maybe play it.
And I don't know if you follow, but what about Jumaya, the Amazon of Africa, they say?
Yeah. Candidly, we have, I don't know, probably 50 items up there. I don't have enough data to give you a good enough read as to whether I think they're going to be successful longer term. I think it is the only play though. So if you've got a long-term horizon and you want to place a little bit of a bet, it's the only play there right now that there really is. But I will definitely share data once I've got data, but I just can't comment now.
And what about Michael's MIK? Been on a bit of a run lately.
Whoa.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I had the scrapbook stored.
I must have put that line in there. Someone saw that line, 1141. I didn't even looked at this chart in a long time.
We all know how you feel, Dennis, about Michael's.
Yeah, expensive scissors. Go ahead.
Yeah, $27 pair of scissors. That's why I saw. I had to short the stock back years ago because I was like, nobody's paying $27 for a pair of scissors.
I hate
that joke, but I did go in there. There was a $27 pair of scissors. I couldn't believe it. Good margins on that though.
All right, so your best call that you ever had on this show, it took you a couple stabs at it, but there's nothing wrong with that, was stamps.com. And that had a heck of a run up there. Well, maybe your trade desk call is even better than that one, but it had that run, made that all-time high over 300s. It coming in. I mean, I just want you to know that I'm a stamps.com dropout. Okay. I signed up for it and I tried to work it, tried to print it. Stamps didn't look right to me.
Stamps were
and then Lisa's like, then I had Lisa try it and she's like, we don't need this, cancel. Took it. So I'm a stamps. I mean, I don't mail. I mean, who mails anything nowadays? But what do you think about this one? It got over 300, back to 180. Is it lost its luster, or you think it's time to reload?
I would reload. So I would play it like we did the last time. Buy it into earnings. I don't know if you remember last time we bought it into earnings and then it popped 23% post earnings. This is the only play in USPS. So the United States Postal Service is technically owned by them because they are the monopoly that provides the postage for all of it. So it trades in the most bizarre ways, but I still would buy it into earnings. I really thought you were actually going to bring up Peloton, but then I realized since we're now friends on Peloton that you didn't want to bring up how low your score is.
Do you know who got bearish on Peloton last night? Do you know who got bearish on Peloton last night?
Wait, no. Tell us more about Joel's scores on Peloton.
Wait a second. What? How are we friends on Peloton?
He's going to drive him nuts. Oh, if Joel's competitive, you started a fight.
Wait a second, Ryan.
Two calls ago, I said we were buying Peloton. And then you said, "Oh, I'll be happy. I'm on Peloton. I've only done a couple." And then I sent you a friend request, and you accepted it.
So he's been watching Peloton the whole time, and he doesn't do very well on it.
Wait a second. You sent me a friend request on Peloton.
Yeah, you want me to tell you your username? Hold on one second.
No. Don't give my username. No. Wait, the scores are we in? I want someone to compete with, man. So
he's been competing with you. You just didn't know it.
You know what the funny thing is that I do get these messages, and I'm like, and I ignore every single one of them. So
it was Ryan.
I mean, I tried to compete with you, but all you take is the Beyonce classes. I'm really not.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
There's some cute girls on there, man. I'll tell you.
Moving on from that.
Olivia. Woo! She's smoking. It's kind of hard to concentrate when you got that guy on the screen.
Oh, man. Ryan,
all right, Ryan, we got to compete.
You can't top that.
All right, guys.
He got me.
Thank you for the time. Have a great day.
He got us, man.
Oh, yeah, he got you good.
He's up there with Bill Santiago and Kenny Glick now.
Oh, he's good, man. That's a stand-up comedian right there. That was good. That's the most we've laughed on.
I gave him my username, man. I can't believe I did. I'm embarrassed right now.
Beyonce classes, I'd be embarrassed too.
Hey,
you want to swim?
You're gonna fight. He's got fighting words here.
I'll
go to my lake is frozen.
I'll go to the old sports challenge. You know, like every sport. Like Dennis, the only thing you can beat me at is ice
I was
skating.
not an athlete. I'm 215. I actually had a dream last night that was 275 pounds, and I was like, I hope that's not seeing it in the future, because 275 seems a lot worse than 215. At 215, I'm pretty bulky. I'm pretty heavy, but anyways, yeah, I'm not an athlete, so you'll beat me in every.
Lord, he knows my scores.
He knows my scores. He's so distraught. He knows.
I think I worked pretty hard, man.
He knows I like Beyonce.
All right.
He's killing me.
All right, let's do some ticker time. Smash that like button. Drop.
I don't think I can do anything more in this show. I'm just so dejected.
Joel, go get a drink of water.
You know how competitive I am.
And he said your scores suck.
He was just joking.
It sounded pretty serious.
Okay. Oh, I do. Okay, let's go.
In all seriousness, Joel would smoke both of us. All right. Yesterday, Easy Mike asked if we could take a look at Whirlpool and Sherwin-Williams. So let's start with WHR.
Where's that company?
Whirlpool and Sherwin-Williams have both been coming down. Oh man. Nice. You know what? The candle yesterday actually wasn't bad because it closed. It sold off, then closed, and it's a cut through and rally deal. So that actually candle is okay. I'd say above 180. Whirlpool gets interesting here again, but I don't know. Is this the kind of stock that's going to drive 2021? Whirlpool and Sherwin-Williams? I don't know.
They're having problems with supplies. And maybe there's the demand, but I know we've been trying to get a new refrigerator here during this pandemic. And
refrigerators are tough.
Yeah, I told Lisa not to switch from the place around the corner. We're trying to get it from Sears, so I knew that was a mistake. I don't know. This is a tough looking chart here. I mean, you got monthly support.
You still have a Sears? Stop. You still have a Sears?
Sears
is still open? Sears online? Or is there a Sears store?
There are still Sears stores.
Really?
There are a couple that are still open. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I think they're all closed in Canada. But.
This is a tough looking chart. I mean, maybe wait. I mean, you did have some support at 175 back at the end of September, and it did, see if we can get a couple days of just consolidation here and maybe get a move higher. but been definitely a sell-off since it was over 200.
And what about Sherman-Williams, SHW?
$300 stocks.
Everybody likes to paint.
I think everyone's done painting their house.
I'm
'cause
wondering
during the
that,
pandemic.
too.
Yeah.
I think the easy money's been made, Sherwin-Williams, obviously. I mean, the stock's doubled from its March lows.
Man,
I think everybody's painted their house. And this is not, this is more of a lockdown trade, I think, than more of a reopening trade. People think, oh, yeah, Sherwin-Williams, let's go paint our houses. It's a reopening thing. No, it's people doing this from lockdown. We're coming out of lockdown, then this isn't the kind of stock you want to own.
It just on the daily, just looks like it's just got a whole bunch of resistance. 740, seller step down off 740 down to 735. So
Not healthy looking.
Yeah, not super bullish
All
on
right,
this one.
Tyler DeGrand wants to know, where is support on Callaway Golf? Eli?
Not looked at ELY for a while.
Yeah, it was
Support,
over 20.
resistance. The thing keeps going up.
Yeah, what? Yeah, what's this guy talking about here?
Now you got seasonality coming because golf season's just around the corner. I got the golf course just around the corner, so it's like 80 days till golf season. But I guess you break out to new highs. I guess not all time high. 25.36 is your line in the sand. You get above that, and then you got a new high on the move. I mean, this ELY chart is that all time highs for ELY. I'm going back 7 years. Man, stock. I like it's healthy. It's healthy. You got yourself out. I would use the low of the move 23.65 as a stop. Stock's kind of healthy.
That whole 24 area, if you want to protect yourself, we're dipping here again. Under 3,700, kind of been weak the whole session here. Down 1750 in the S&Ps. But I mean, if you're not trying to pick a top in it, then just 24 looks. He asked for some support, so we'll give him support. I don't know if this is an all-time high in it. Let's go back to the monthly.
7-year high.
It's going back a long time. I'm not. Yeah, I think this is a.
It's been a while since I've been up there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it looks like it's at least a 10-year high. So that's all we need to know. We don't need to go back more than 10 years.
Okay, I'm going to.
I'm gonna go back there anyways. There was a couple of stocks on my list here.
Sure, let's do them.
Well, no, I had one right on top, and we started going on this tangent on ELY, and I figured which stock I wanted to go to. So maybe just bring it back to the chat. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about what stock. Did you know what stock the Cramer got bearish last night? We'll bring it back to this. Cramer went bearish on the stock. 2 stocks he went bearish on last night, which were like, whoa. Peloton and Square. He went bearish on both those stocks, and they got hammered last night. Well, not hammered, but they were getting hit. They were down $2-3. On Square was down $3 on the Cramer rant. He said that Square was just the way it was going, like wasn't sustainable.
We got something going on, folks. Do we got something going on?
Yeah, the S&P just fell below 3,700. I'm keeping one eye on the chat, one eye on my feeds here.
Well, we're chopping around. I mean, it's still volatile here. It's been a volatile session. Maybe there's another headline coming here, but I'm just going to go back to the overall market. I don't know if it's good for stocks that the Dems control, because I think you got corporate taxes going up, capital gains, dividends. I mean, it's going to be an attack on Wall Street. I can't see how that's good for stocks. So we'll see what happens and how this materializes. I know the IWM's getting a rip and rally here this morning, but I think it's a rally to fade. So and then Square and PayPal or Square and Peloton, we were just talking. It's interesting when Cramer turns bearish on stocks that he's been bullish. I mean, that is significant because he is a market mover, and if he starts tooting the horn on to sell Peloton and Square and doing it more than once, I mean, it could put pressure on those stocks. So just keep that in mind if you're in those.
Let's just do one or two more from the chat. Man, I gotta scroll up now because there's so many comments from before. Man.
Pot's ripping, solar's ripping. We didn't jump into any of those stocks specifically here today, but can we just do a quick on the tan? Can we do? I mean, is there even a point to do it?
So here, someone asked about Nextera, NEE, which is solar.
I don't see NEE as solar. Some people say that it's a utility in my book, but it obviously has. Why are we saying it's a solar play? Why do we say NEE? Because they have some.
I thought it was. No, it's
the biggest utility. I mean, in the XLU, it's the biggest component. I kind of think of Nextera Energy as a utility stock.
Fair enough.
Maybe because it's like 22% of the XLU. I'm assuming they do have some solar, but I don't see them as a pure solar play. But anyways, but you know what? it's getting a rip here this morning. It's up 2.33%. There's a reason for that.
I can't.
So
Yeah, it's split, and my charts are not adjusted for
they
it.
do have a
so-
big solar, like I'm Googling them right now. They do have a big solar business. So it's a good call. It is a huge component of the XLU. That's why I've always seen it as a utility stock, because I know it moves the XLU. It's like 22% of it or something.
Someone in the
So-
chat, and I apologize who, because I don't remember who it was, said it very early on in the show that Nextera is like a backdoor energy play. So I apologize for not giving credit to whoever said that, but I saw someone.
Keep an eye. Whoever's trading this, keep an eye on 77.50. The reason being, your pre-market high came in at 77.40, and then I was looking at the dailies here. Sorry, my chart's really poor here, but your 2-day high, Monday's high, 77.50. So you backed off that. Use that as a potential target on the upside.
All right, smash that like button to help us out on YouTube. That was a fun show. Thanks to our guest today, Ryan Craver. Thanks as always to all of you in our chat. There's of course the YouTube chat, there is the Benzinga.com chat, and there's the Benzinga Pro chat. For all of our podcast listeners, please remember that all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. It's going to be a wrap here. Everyone have a good rest of your day. We got SPACs Attack at 11. Joel and I will be back at 3:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, have a good rest of your day.